Hello everyone, welcome back for another video analysis on Brent Crude Oil. We saw Brent Crude Oil fall below 75, go down to 70 recently. We saw a lot of volatility and then it just shot right back up to the 86 level, which was quite unexpected. OPEC Plus took the market by surprise. And ever since then, oil's just been moving sideways for a good couple of weeks, leaving the market dead and confused. Let's dive into the charts and see where we might be going now. So you recall in my last video, I was talking about how Brent crude will sort of push back up from around the 70 level, probably around 75, 78, and then push back down. While things were looking okay for that to happen, we've got a surprise news that popped out from OPEC Plus, causing Brent to jump up to the next resistance sort of level around 86. That took everybody by surprise. I certainly didn't expect something like this. So that was quite a strange sort of movement here, because we had a really strong sort of push down and then quite a strong push up. So where does this leave us? At the moment, we've got Brent crude around the 80-ish level, which, although 80 is quite an important level now, I feel like I need to see oil somewhere around the 78-ish or 85-ish to be able to take some more clearer direction. So at the moment, I would imagine there's a bit more to go on Brent crude oil in terms of the upside. I think we're very likely to head towards the 90s. The 90s probably about 90, 92, 93 or something like that, before we see any sort of a substantial move down. Around 90, 92, it might become, the market might start thinking, okay, that set 70 was the lowest we're going, and now we're heading back up and so on. So I beg to differ on that. But again, I don't want to say too much too soon. I'd want to see the price here before I sort of talk further about this. But I think around the 90s, we could see a strong reversal downwards. For the time being, I'm looking for Brent crude sort of at least try that 78-ish level. It might be the case that it just continues from here down to around the 70. It might be the case that we see Brent push up to around the 84, 85 before sort of trying that 78 level. So let's see what happens. I think once it's around the 78 level, I'd have a better sort of idea in terms of, okay, are we going to go back down to the 70s and possibly lower, or are we going to head towards the 90s? If we do head back down to the 70s, then I think there's a very high chance we're going to break those lows, actually, to be honest. And if we do break those lows, I think it's very likely we're going to visit 65, 63, that sort of zone, which again is ridiculously low for the sort of market conditions for the geopolitical landscape that we have at the moment. So around 63, 65, if we do get there, I'll be looking for some long-term buys around that. So let's see what happens at the moment. At the moment, I'm looking for some sort of movement between 80 and 85, and then possibly down to 78, after which I'll be able to take a better sort of make a better sort of calculation in terms of where we might be going. But in the near term, very likely, I think we're going to try and hit the 90s. So let's see what happens. So there you go, guys. That's my take on the market. It's quite a long shot, so it's not going to be easy to trade this unless you're doing something that's long-term. Perhaps you're trading options, or you've got a long-term view and you've got the patience to hold out. Obviously, as the market moves, according to my forecast, there'll be multiple buy and sell opportunities. So therefore, you will need my precise trade ideas. I work with my clients in commodities trading, whether that be oil trading or whether that be gold trading. My clients get my trade ideas where I specify where to enter a trade, where to exit a trade, and the exact stop loss to cut out if things go wrong. Using my trade ideas, I currently help my clients achieve about 5 to 20% growth per month, which is pretty substantial. So if you think I could help you out, get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I'll leave a link to my LinkedIn profile in the description below. Get in touch.